Picture this. It's 5:30 in the morning in Redmond, Washington, just outside of Seattle. It is another cold, gray, damp, rainy day in Seattle, which is typical this time of year. There's a woman on the floor. She's laying on the floor, the cold tile floor of her bathroom, in a combination of tears and sweat, trying to get the energy up to go to the job that she loves. She's laying there because she's not only burned the candle at both ends, there's no candle left. She's been working 70 hours, 80 hours a week, traveling in her global job for one of the world's largest, most famous tech companies. She loves her job and loves what she does, but she is so burned out. She's burnt to a crisp. She's given up on everything that was important to her, herself, her vision, her values, the things that made her who she was. She no longer goes to social events because she just can't even feel like she can relate to people. She's gone to doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, healers, anybody who can tell her what's wrong with her. How could she go from rock star to rock bottom and not able to get up, not able to do the things that she loved to do, like shopping, right? Or cooking for the family or cooking and entertaining for friends. One of the doctors finally recommended she go see a specialist. The specialist tells her and gives her a few questions and some quizzes and gives her some things to do. And the doctor starts to take out what looks like a prescription pad. Well, all these doctors and nurses and nurse practitioners kept telling her she's depressed, she has anxiety, many of her glands have started to fail, her hair is starting to fall out, and she's gained 35 pounds. When the doctor pulls out this prescription pad, the woman yells, "No more pills. I will not take any more pills." The doctor looks this woman straight in the eye and says, "This is not a prescription pad. This is a direct order to you and your employer that you are not to go back to work. You're either to take a 3-month sabbatical because you're entitled to it at your level and where you are in the organization, how long you've been with this company, or I'm going to put you on a three-month mandatory medical leave, at least 3 months. Because if you don't take care of yourself now, you'll be dead in 6 months." So this woman drives home, all the way home, walks in the door, tries to tell her husband what's wrong, and the tears are just flowing in so hysterical sobs. And she can't tell him. Finally, she says, "I can't work." He looks at her and says, "Honey, I know you're the income earner for the family, and I'm just a high school football coach, but we'll figure this out." That woman was me in October 2014. I'd gone from being a rock star at this big tech company on the executive potential program that only 50 people a year get on. And I hit rock bottom so hard I wasn't sure I was going to get up. I took that time off. I listened to my doctor's orders. I journaled, I wrote, I read books. I did everything I could to get myself back up again. And I started to reflect on what happened, and I realized, if I really look back on my life, there's been times I've failed, but I've always failed forward. I always failed forward because I had a vision to make a difference, to have an impact on the world, to leave a legacy that I'd be proud of. When I went from one function to another function, I had all these great ideas and visions, but I'd given up all that for work. I was one of these people that said sleep is overrated. I didn't take vacations. I just traveled for business. My family was suffering. All the things I loved to do, like cooking and entertaining, I could no longer do. Even simple things like sending an email to a coworker. I would read that email later, so my productivity was in the toilet. I was still going to work every day, but I was putting on that happy face, the one of depression medication that the woman is on, and she puts on that happy face, and I walk in the door and I would be the team player. But I wasn't a team player, I was now a doormat. So I had to find myself again. And my epiphany, my V8 moment, if you remember the old commercial, I could have had a V8, was when I really realized what happened is I lost sense of me. I don't blame the company, my bosses, my coworkers. I lost sense of me, my vision, my values, and what was important to me. And I had to find that again. So I did things like I read the book, Louise Hay's books, You Can Heal Your Life. And I did every exercise. But one of the things I realized was missing is I had lost that vision, my direction, my purpose in life to make a difference. So I took my favorite pen. I took my favorite journal. I went to Lake Washington because I get energy from water and being outside. And I sat on the shores of Lake Washington with my dog. And I sat there and I thought, I've got to find my vision again. I've got to find me. I need to put myself at the center and recognize that self-care is not selfish, it's survival. So I sat there on that shore and I closed my eyes And I imagined I was on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And I'm surrounded by my friends and family, by my coworkers, my peers, the people in my community, everyone I care about. And it's 5 years from now, and they're talking about me as a leader, the kind of confident, strong, passionate leader that makes a difference. So I sat on that shore for every Friday for about a month. And I simply sat there and closed my eyes, imagined being on Oprah show, and actually wrote down my personal vision. In essence, it eventually became Patty is a strong, confident, passionate leader who makes a difference. Now, I expanded that over time, but what really occurred to me was I needed that anchor. I needed that vision so I could always fail forward. Since that time, I probably had many mistakes as failures, but I always asked myself, am I living that vision? Am I making a difference? I expanded my vision now to focus on women and girls. My vision is to make a difference and empower women and girls to the best they could be, and to leave the world a better place for women today, tomorrow, and forever. That is my vision. That's what I do. I use my vision to make every career life decision, every keynote speech I do, every TED talk or TAG talk or Sue talk I do, always has to center around, am I making a difference? The clients I choose to work with, the time I choose to take time off to take care of me and my family, all come back to that vision. And I want you to go write your personal leadership vision. I want you to listen to the words of Joe Barker, who's very famous for his work on paradigm shifts and the power of vision. There's a great video on the internet you could probably still find. He said, action without vision nearly passes the time. Action with vision means no action. But vision and action can change the world. I am changing the world, and I know you can. Write your leadership vision. I help empower mid-career women who are burned out and maybe facing career stagnation. I help them move from a place of feeling frozen and burned out to a place of success where they can thrive in work and career through my Empower Her program. Feel free to reach out to me, but write your vision. Join me and make a difference for you, for your family, and for the people in your life. Thank you.